how to download Eclipse and get it set up on a MacBook. It's pretty much the same for any other kind of computer as well, though. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to a browser and open it and Google Eclipse download. And I'll take it to Eclipse downloads from there. And then I just want to download the 64-bit Neon, which will be the most recent stable release. So I'm going to say download. And it'll always be downloaded as a .tar.gz no matter what computer you're on. I don't want to donate right now, so that's fine. And here I can see the download is happening. So then, once it's downloaded, which shouldn't take very long, I'm going to want to open up the done. I have the Eclipse installer, which I'm going to double click on. I'm going to have to open it anyway, because even though it's from the internet. And so now the Eclipse installer is going to run. And so it's thinking. Eclipse generally has to think for a long time for anything that it does. So I am going to wait for this to go. And I want the Eclipse IDE for Java developers specifically. So I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to tell it the installation folder, which for me will be users, Megan Avery, Eclipse, Java Neon. You should pay attention to where it's getting downloaded from because you may need to do things with some of the information later. So I'm going to say install. And I accept this license even though I have not read it, just like everybody does all the time. And now it's going to be installing. To launch Eclipse, so I'm going to click the launch button. And ooh, that's prettier than normal. And like I said, Eclipse has to think a lot for pretty much everything that it does. So now I'm picking my workspace. So this is where all the files are going to live for what I'm creating. So and mine is going to be in users, Megan Avery documents workspace. And we'll click OK. It's going to create this new folder for me. And now it's thinking as it opens up the IDE. Ooh, the spinning wheel of death. This could take a while. I'm not sure why. Oh, okay, so this is the welcome screen, the splash screen for Eclipse. And you can tell it has all this information. And I'm going to click out of that. And so this is the basic view of Eclipse with nothing on it. And if you want to do something like create a new Java project, in the Package Explorer you can right click and say New Java Project. And then you'll give it a name, so I'm going to call it Testing. And you see the execution, and that's pretty much all I do. And then I click Next. And I see that everything's fine here, and now I press Finish. So now we have a project called Testing that has a source folder, and source is where you would put new classes. And again, you give it a name, so I'm going to say Hello Pet isn't going to be my class name. Use the default package is discouraged, whatever, I'm going to use it anyway. And then I want to say to create it with a main, and then I'm going to finish. So now I have this public pillow pet, and inside here I can do something simple like system.out.println pillow pet. Okay, so now I have my simple Java program, and I want to try to run it. And to do that, I'm going to hit this little play button that will run pillow pet in the console down here. And so you can see that the output is here. And this console window would be where any errors show up or any output. And with Eclipse, if I do something weird like this, it'll underline my errors in red, and I can see what those errors will be as I go. This console will also show any warnings that happened. And that is basically all you need to know for dealing with this Eclipse stuff. Now, for turning in your projects, remember before we saw the workspace that we had? So I'm going to go to my Finder and then go to Documents. And I know inside Documents I should have a folder called Workspace, which I do. And now I have, this is where I would view, inside Workspace is where I would view all of my projects. So now I go to Project Testing and Source, and there is my corresponding Java file that I know where it is, and this is the file you'd want to turn in. Be sure you never turn in your .class. That will lose you all the points. So that is basic Eclipse.